I believe that it doesn't take everyone to change the world. One person's idea and one person's decision to change the world would always and can always spark change in another person to make change in this world of ours. I have a story from Kemi Adediba. She is the lead at the Hub for Social Impact Innovation and Development. This hub was birthed a year ago, and in 1 year, they've been able to help 75 plus individuals to understand social change and believe that they can be catalysts for change in their society. And they've also been able to help 7 people in the health sector, where we helped to work on their health care, on their surgeries, and people's lives were being saved. So in this interview that you're going to be seeing, I see somebody with a passion to change the world. I see somebody with a passion to create a social change that will last for a long time. I believe in this legacy, and I believe that you should listen and watch this interview with open minds. Thank you very much. Okay, so what really intrigues me about everything about the hub is how much impact it has made in 1 year. So we're celebrating 1 year now, and that's amazing. That's mind blowing. That is so good, because it's hard. It's quite difficult to start something and continue. Yeah, the hours, the days, the sweat, the tears, the blood expended on this. I believe that you have a story to tell. So how has it been for you? Like, how did it start? We want to know how you started.
Okay.
How did the hub story begin?
Yeah, thank you, Alera. So I think the hub story is a story. Let me put it that way. We started my first. So I knew that yes, I was passionate about Nigeria. I would often pray with friends and believing that things would get better. Yeah. But my first experience was when I went for service here, and I was serving in an hospital, but it was like a semi-urban rural area. So I saw how people would come in, and we would tell them this is the treatment you need, and they would say, okay, we need to go back home to find the money. So these people needed, oftentimes, dire need of care at that moment, and they could not afford it. So that kind of, I started asking questions. So I can't forget a particular woman. She had breast cancer, advanced stage breast cancer, and she came in and she was begging my medical director. So I was like a physician's assistant. So I was like, I would see patients with him and do all of that. So she came in and she was like, how can we help? And my MD, even though he felt so much sympathy, was like, there's really nothing we can do. You need this money. So the one breast tissue was already rotten. So she needed to do a mastectomy. That means they would remove of the entire breast tissue. And it was affecting her health. Imagine when a person's body is rotting like unbelievable. So I started asking questions. So what do we do? What is the NHIS structure? What is really happening? What do we have on ground? Why is it that in how many years of NHIS being set up, only about 5% of people are covered in the whole Nigeria? So 5% of 200 million people is, I don't think, how many million is that? It's not a good story.
It's not.
So I said, okay, what can I start to do? What can I start to do? And that was how we started. And then it was like faith was having an orchestration. I'm a spiritual person, so I knew it was the hand of God. And I kept seeing people that were sick on the road and they couldn't. Yes. I remember another guy that I saw. He had a very dirty catheter attached to him, and he called me. He was like, "Auntie, please help me." So he was begging out. This guy could have been any of my male friends. He would be in his late 20s. So my brain was racing. How did it get here? So my conclusion was that okay, he probably got very sick, chronically sick, that he couldn't. His family, maybe they had expended everything they had, and he was like, instead of him being a body, let's just go begging. He was still sick. He had a dirty catheter attached to him, taking his urine. Wow. And I'm like, whatever it is I can do. I know it's a big, mighty ocean, but I just needed to do something, and that's how we started.
That's amazing. That's beautiful, and I know that. I'm saying that you have a background in medical line, so you studied human anatomy, and I feel like this really would help in the whole impact, the whole progress, significant progress, because now you are in that line, you understand the things that people are faced with, because it's physical now, the challenges that they have, and my question, another thing I would like to know is, so how did you against all odds, how did you move?
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
from ideation.
yes, from ideation to like goal setting, strategy to execution. How did it happen? We
Okay.
want to know.
So I'd come back from service year 2019.
Yeah.
So I started a business, Star Africa, and I was also planning on starting masters. So around that period, then 2020 COVID happened.
COVID.
So
Pandemic.
when I started, I love research. I believe that if there's anybody that wants to make change, you don't just dabble into it. You need to actually ask questions. So what are the existing structures? What is happening? So I started asking questions. I started doing research, writing papers. I wanted to really know. And I figured that it was an onion model. So onion model is that as you go, something will reveal. I figured that it was not just healthcare wasn't just the problem. There was the issue of poverty. So the reason why anybody who is dying will not be able to pay for their healthcare is because they do not have money.
Yeah.
So there's a Yoruba adage. The money that is not there, one shogo cannot come out. One God cannot
Come
collect.
and take it.
So I started asking questions around poverty alleviation, and I knew that whatever thing I wanted to do had to be infused in system change, and I think this is really important. So I'm going to give you two organizations. Say A organization, oh, I think education could be better, and then Mr. A goes buy school bags, give children school pads, and does a little seminar for them. It's inspiring. So many people have been changed by that, and it is something. But Mrs. B goes ahead and says, okay, we're going to restructure your schools, we're going to train your teachers to use the Germany or Finland as a model to start start teaching the students. We're going to do lessons and all of that. What's the difference between the two? Those two people have done impact. They have done something good, but the impact on the long run is
different,
and that's system change.
Yeah.
So I knew that it wasn't just health, and that's why the org moved from. So before it used to be just health relief.
Yeah.
It moved from.
Was it a name change?
No, we had not registered, so
Okay.
it was health before. That was what took me into the social
Health.
sector. Yes. But it moved to becoming the org because we needed to solve other problems that were related to health. So many other things were coming in. We saw that education, people that are not educated will not invest in health.
Right.
Somebody that is not educated will not probably get health insurance.
Health insurance, NHIS.
And that's supposed to be what will cover you for the long run.
Yeah.
So these are the issues. And we just, I think one thing that has helped us over the time is resilience. We're crazy about, we're just, because there have been so many challenges, yes, but we were just, I think one thing we were focused on is we can do this. And then we did our research, we saw people doing it. And that's one motivation that I've had in the long run. I've read books, there was a course I took at the beginning, that was in 2020. And then I invested in it, I'm like, so how does this work? This is me trying to move from the health mainstream sector into
a more integrated, like you want to go into different sectors.
This is third, and this is even the third sector. People don't really, it's not a glorified sector. You want to change life.
You mean the health sector?
No, the third sector, that's the social impact sector. That's NGOs and all of that. They just think you're a charity. No, I'm not running a charity. The org is not a charity. It's a social impact organization, a social development. So we're doing a lot of system change. I feel like our first year was just testing an idea. Let me just stop there.
So that's amazing. So the first year was just like a testing ground. Because you want to see how it will work, and it's good because now you are able to expand. You're able to see with the hindsight. You're able to see, okay, this is where we're coming from. This is where we're going to, and for all the resources we need, we would get it.
Yes.
So it moves me to my next question. So I am like, now you told us about the story. You told us the story about the hub. You told us how it came to be. Another question I will ask is, what has been what was really the driving force? What were the goals? So if you can give me like 3 goals that you had for the hub in this 1 year, and the ones that so from these 3 goals now, the one that you said this was what we're going to do, and the progress report so far on these 3 goals.
So since health was really or is really my passion, it was a driving force, and it was one of the first goals that we ever had. Is that we wanted to help people that were in the hospitals or people that are back home who were chronically sick or couldn't afford their healthcare bills. So we were able to help 7 persons. We were able to raise
7.
Yes, 7. And funny as how it would play out, we had a lot of children. I think all of our beneficiaries were children. So So we even got a commendation from UCH Pediatrics Department.
Wow.
And now we're partnering with them on a project that would, an art project. So that, when you go to pediatrics, you see these children, they're looking so sad,
yeah.
and it's just sad, and we just wanted to make them happy. So we're working on that with the department, and it's beautiful. One thing that we also wanted to do, which is one of our grand missions, is that we want to train other people to actually make change. So it's not a very popular this thing. Every young person in their 20s, you ask them, what do you want to do? So I want to get a really nice job, get a car, get a house, get married in a nice gated estate, and just that's there's more to life than that. There's more to life than that. And I believe that young people have the power to change the world. You might argue that with me, but I'm going to skip saying it for the rest of my life.
We have the power to change
I
the
really
world.
truly believe that we can. And that's so we were able to train over 75 people.
75 people.
Yes, 75 plus
in
people
this 1 year.
In 1 year about change making, and we've had testimonials like, I didn't even know that there's something like this. And you don't even necessarily have to go into the third sector to become a change maker.
Yeah.
You can do it as a business person. You can do so. We have this business for impact partnership that we do, a corporate social responsibility. So as a business, you can say for every product that we sell, 5% goes to the All project of Out of the Streets. So Out of the Streets is a project. It's one of our innovations where we take street children off the streets and we integrate them back into the community by placing them in partner children's homes.
Okay.
So we know that being on the street does something to your mind.
To your mind.
So we're talking psychological
mindset reevaluation.
Yes, they're going through that process. They're taken back into school. So you can say, 5% of everything I make goes into this project. As what's it called? The staff, a 9 to 5. You can say that my organization is going to partner with you guys to do this project that aligns with my organization's
values.
Yes. So these are the trainings that we were able to do. And what else? We're partnering with a UK Fortune 500. Should I talk about this? So Microsoft and Astra, this company that does this vaccine,
AstraZeneca.
Yes, they're with us, and we're doing something to help 300 Africans.
Wow.
To create solutions that will be implemented. They will fund it.
They will fund
yes,
it.
with Futurize Africa. So that's going to happen in February. What else?
That's so beautiful.
We've done a couple of things.
And I really love it.
Remember right now.
I love that you are able to actualize the goals.
Yeah.
You're able to implement it. So I see that there is a bright future for the hub in this year that is already coming, and that's so amazing. So another thing I would like to just know, I know that people want to know, is so what have been the biggest challenges, and how did you overcome? How did you scale through the challenges? If you could just give us something that really resonate. I know it would be very realistic because people are facing challenges.
So I think two things that we have faced. The first one would be money. Money is always the problem in the social issues. Yes, funds. And I think it's okay. So we've raised about $1,200. That's over 500,000 naira. Almost $1 million in the 1 year. And our impact report will be out, and we mention every person that has ever given to the hub, every single person. So one thing we're very good at is record keeping.
Yeah.
if I do say so myself.
And that's so good.
Yes, we're so keen on accountability and transparency. We want people to know where their money is going into. So you see that in our financial report, in our impact report. But money is that, and I think the reason why we struggle with money is because we don't have the knowledge. For everything that you ever struggle with is because you lack the knowledge to actually move you forward in that area.
Yes.
So what we've used, the model that we've used to raise our funds so far was the book launch. I wrote a book and then we launched it, and all the proceeds from that went into the Health Relief Project, and then donations of people that have supported us. And this is a shout out to every single person that has ever given to the hub. I have a list. We have a list of everybody, and we're going to be sending you letters again. Even though we have sent letters then, we just want to show you what we have done so far. And we're looking into grants this year. We're looking into partnerships. So one thing that we did, and I would advise anybody, if you think that you're struggling in any area, just go for knowledge in that area. So we're currently registered for a course in the US that will help us do better with our fundraising.
Yeah.
We're in another course, the philanthropy university, so that we just know what do we need to know to do better, so that we can raise funds. I think that was one big thing, and we're open to partnerships, we're open to funding. And then the second thing that I have had to learn on the job is organization, is people management. Yes, so one thing that you would often see is that I'm passionate, this thing you're doing is so beautiful, Kemi, I really want to come on board, and then you have to prod and do this and for people to come on board. Another thing is that I've also learned to lead people. It's different when I'm the only one doing it. I can self-motivate myself. It's a little bit, it's a tad bit harder when you want to motivate other people to do things. And not because they don't want to do it, but we're young people. We have our attention is into so many things. We're trying, and we're even trying to figure out things.
What is
we're
the
trying
next
to,
thing to
place
do?
our own feet on. So these people, they do the best. So, and this is why one of the things we're doing this year.
Yeah.
So what our impact report did was that we tried to do a performance analysis. We did a SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So one thing we want to do from learning that, is that we want to get a structure. We want to get our own space, a hub space, and then employ people.
You mean an official, you mean like
a hub space,
okay.
an office space, where people come in and they can learn. They can also contribute, and then we give stipends. We can actually start paying people. I feel that way. People that are passionate, it's not wise to say somebody
like
can come in
to oil
and
the engine, right?
So that's really one thing we want to do this year.
Okay, so that's amazing. Now, so you've spoken about funding.
Yeah.
You've also spoken about organization. So, I just want to ask: is this hub is it registered now?
Yes, it is registered.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I think
it
that
gives
was
us more
one of the
opportunity to open up for
grants,
funding and grants.
Yes, that's one of the things we were able to do last year. I think that's one of our the goals that we achieved.
Achievements.
Yes, and we're waiting for what's it called? The old document for the CSD Abuja, and then we can just get off the ground running for grants and to fund.
Okay, so how has the 1 year been for you? So how has the 1 year been for you? In one word, just give me one word. How's 1 year been?
One word, let me give you 3. I think it has been about testing a grand idea. I think that is it. And I think one thing that I learned from Debola Dejikomi, who happens to be a social impact guru, is that she mentioned she had an interview and she was talking about the first 2-3 years of ideation of our organization. She said it was really about testing. They were failing fast and recovering. So most times, when people get into starting an organization, they just want to do so many things, and you feel after the 1 year. I felt it at December. I was like, okay, so what have we really done? But then I go through the testimonials.
You're checking the appraisal, the reviews.
I go through a father sending me a text message and saying, "You saved my daughter's life." Wow. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we did something. Even if it's one person that gets to live, and this is for 7 lives.
How much more if other people, the impact that will make.
So I think that really kept me going, and I feel like we just this 1 year we tested a grand idea. We just went out to see and said, what can I even do? What can I do if I allow myself to dream? So it's like a seed, a farmer. So you plant a seed, right? And you're looking, okay, what's going to happen? You're looking days after days and after days. It's not that day that you planted the seed that you get your results. So there's a process of time. And I think we're excited about the next year. This year, I'm very excited about this year. We're going to put in our all. We're going to do our very possible best, and we trust that God will bless that and just help us do much more and solve more problems. One thing that we're really focused on this year is system change. Whatever the health relief model that we started with was not sustainable, and that's being honest. Because how many persons can you keep giving out money to that way? So we need to build something that's sustainable, and that's why we're looking at NHIS.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a community-based health insurance.
Yeah.
How about we go to every primary health care center? So I have a master's in public health. This passion drove me
to get a master's.
Yes.
Okay, about to.
Yes.
So you have again it already.
It pushed me to go get a master's in public health and see how. So now I know that NHIS has a community-based health insurance plan, and we know by WHO that primary health care center is the pragmatic engine to solve health for all.
Yes. from the
right?
grassroots,
Yes.
from the
So
lowest.
how about we renovate primary health care centers?
Wow.
How about we train their health workers? And
Wow.
how about we make sure that people get this community-based health
So this is
insurance?
what is going to happen this year
Yes,
now.
this is
like
exactly.
what we're doing in this
Yes,
year.
yes. Our calendar will be out as well. So you see what we're doing in the first quarter. But
Alright.
one thing we're investing in the first quarter is just our structure and organization. So we may not be doing a lot of programs because if we're able to take on more, we have to build our foundation.
System change.
Yes, our foundation has to be strong.
All right. So just in conclusion, I'll just be like, so is there like a word you have for the donors, the partners, and for those that they want to come in, and help, come in and support, come in and give to the cause?
Okay.
The first is what word do you have for the donors and the partners?
So I think what I want to say to the donors, the partners is thank you. Honestly, thank you for everyone who ever believed that we could even do anything. Somebody could have said, okay, she probably needs money, she wants to take our money and do this, but you actually believe that we're going to do with the money what we said we're going to do with it. And I'm so grateful. I think thank you is the word I have for the donors, for the partners, for everyone who has ever believed. When I was going through the donor list, and yes, I'm grateful for I know the highest person that is ever given, but I'm grateful for the people who give 1,000, 1,500, 500. It means that out of the nothing or the little that you have, you still want to do, and we're grateful. We pray for you, and I just believe that God will bless you more so that you can do more.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah. Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I believe that you've shared that it's system. You want to work with system.
Yes. Already existing system.
And that is so profound, because where we are right now, many people want to do it for themselves. Many people do not really think that this is something that is worthy. This is not a worthy cause. And it's good for us to get systems so that in the years to come, there is structure on ground. So you don't have to always be the person there. So you can even give there can be a succession plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So this is primary healthcare. So we already have an Oshobo team. They've gone to check out a primary healthcare. That they're going to. Wow. It's very bad. The state of that primary healthcare center is bad. So that we're going to work with. So the system change is beyond a person. It's really beyond a person.
Yeah.
And we're looking at sustainability too. So one of the things we want to do is set up a social enterprise this year. When I talked about structure, the first quarter. So we want to set up a social enterprise. So there's something called donor fatigue. So every time you see us, so somebody will even already associate my face with, oh, this guy's supposed to come and ask for money for the herb. I believe in you, but I don't have the money. So we want to build a business that gives back to the herb.
Oh wow.
So that's what the business is going to be good for, and we really hope to launch. We have, I think our budget for the first quarter is about 5 million naira. Okay. A lot of money, so somebody can just give us that.
Definitely.
So, and we just want to set up our systems right, our structures right, so that I can carry more.
Carry more. So I believe in the hub. I really believe in the hub, and I've seen the amazing things that you've done, and the amazing things that would come out of this.
Yes.
And I believe that this is what people should begin to be on the lookout for, because we cannot change. There can't be a change if there's no system change, if it doesn't start with us. And this is really laudable, and I believe that it would be amazing when we are doing the second year report. I can't wait to. And now it's time for us to hit the ground running.
To us having much more done.
Yes.
I feel like we could have done much more.
Yes.
And I just look forward to us doing much more, saving more lives, helping more people find purpose. Our vision is we envision an improved world in Nigeria where things work. So we don't really have to wait for the government. So we're working as assistant government. So imagine us now
assistant government.
So I think that's my focus now. Imagine us renovating primary facilities. Imagine us taking children from the street and taking them out back into like where they're supposed to, like children's home, and probably adoption system will get better.
That's the story.
Yes. So those are our focus. Those are the things we look forward to. Imagine us helping people just find out who they want to be, like, and just do better.
That's amazing. That's beautiful. So I really want to say well done to you and your team.
Every
You're
single
doing
one,
great.
every single person.
And I want to say thank you to everyone that has believed the hub,
Thank you.
and it gets better from here. So that's really, really good. Yes. also we're looking forward to getting reports.
Yes.
We're looking forward to
Yes.
seeing media presence.
Yes.
We're looking forward to seeing donations, to seeing partnerships and
Just do
collaborations.
better.
So one word again, well done.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for helping us to save our world.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.